I look at the other quarterback. I look at Jalen Hurts. All season we talk about the young quarterbacks in this league. And it's Mahomes, of course, and it's Josh Allen and Lamar. And we put Joe Burrow in that conversation. And this year, there was an NFC quarterback that we talked about in the same convo, and that was Jaden Daniels. Jalen Hurts is right there. And he is right there at the precipice of winning a ring over Patrick Mahomes and stopping the three-peat. And then suddenly it's back to where we were 2 years ago. We were like, he's going to be one of those dudes. And he is one of those dudes. And I think it doesn't have to take a Herculean effort. I think a mere victory over the Chiefs puts him in that conversation, because what he's done this season has been led a team, and he has dealt with adversity, and he has dealt with controversy, and he has dealt with people tearing him apart. And yet here he is on the doorstep. I found this really interesting. I saw a tweet go out by Scott Kazmar, and Scott said, Super Bowl rematches at quarterback all time. There have only been 3 in the history of the Super Bowl.
Okay, can I guess one?
Guess it.
Kelly and Aikman?
Kelly and Aikman swept Kelly. Before that, there was Bradshaw and Staubach, and Bradshaw swept Staubach. Can anybody name the third Super Bowl rematch at quarterback?
Didn't Brady and Manning?
Eli, yeah.
You guys got it.
Brady and
great.
of course.
Brady and Eli.
That was a group collective effort.
All three times there's been a Super Bowl rematch at quarterback. The guy who won the first one swept and won the second one. Wow. Jalen Hurts can break that jinx. He can break that curse. He can break that history. He can also break the minds of a lot of people who are Jalen Hurts haters out there. I think he's got a chance to win a Super Bowl, put his name right back in the conversation with those guys as I'm one of those dudes. I really am. We talked about it. There were promotions for the NFC Championship game last week, and it was Saquon Barkley versus Jaden Daniels, and it just felt a little insulting to the quarterback who has done so much and has won so many games. I think Jalen Hurts has a lot to gain from a Super Bowl victory on next Sunday.
Yeah, I like that, Peter. And right behind him, I think hands down, the person who has, who's going to be affected by a victory would be Saquon Barkley. And for Saquon Barkley, coming off of, this 2,000-yard season, this is the ultimate vindication for Saquon Barkley. And to top it off with a Super Bowl win would just really prove to everyone out there, the haters like you just talked about, but the value of running backs. When I look at, a Super Bowl ring for him, it's his first Super Bowl coming off the 2,000-yard season. He's also carrying, not just for himself, but for running backs coming after him. This is an era where we already know that there's this seismic shift because of him, because of Derrick Henry, and the way running backs are looked at. I mean, we're moving back towards running backs being back. And this is when the analytics and the front office folks have said, you know what, we're turning our backs on running backs. And I look at Saquon Barkley and going, every running back coming after him, every running back in the league who's got a contract coming up in a couple of years, you'd be like, look, he had a dominant winning Super Bowl performance. This is a copycat league, so we know how that works. I would go back to when the 4-3 defense was the thing. And then all of a sudden, the New England Patriots started winning with the 3-4 defense. Before you know it, like 40% of the league was running a 3-4 defense because they wanted to take that same model. Saquon Barkley, there's a lot. It's him and all the other running backs coming back because we're looking at a fad that's coming back. The running game is strong, and the force is strong with them.